All right, thanks for joining us again at SMG News. Todd Romero here alongside Ian Heinisch. And Ian Heinisch will fight upcoming UFC 250, takes on Gerald Meerschaert. Ian, you come in two impressive wins out of the gate in your UFC career, two very narrow losses in a fight where you dominated that last third round. But what's changed in the last time since we've seen you in the cage?
I've just been really focusing on getting back to my basics. What got me to where I'm at today. And, that's being a violent wrestler and using that wrestling to set up my striking. And I actually, made some changes in coaching and just have some different eyes on me and different looks with training partners. And I feel it's really benefited me. And I feel like the Hurricane 2.0 is going to blow through the octagon in June 6th, next Saturday.
Listen, you always thank those people that helped you. Mark Montoya got you started. You fought for Jeff Cisneros, the Sparta Combat League. But as things change and times change, you have to build on that sometimes. And I know you're in the midst of maybe making a move here for your life. And sometimes things happen, but sometimes that's a positive thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super grateful for my beginnings, the people who were there for me but you got to keep evolving and growing. And honestly, I feel my time is done in Denver, Colorado, and my time is done in where I was at. And, always grateful for Factory X and them being my structure and my foundation. But it was time to move on. And, I need to go where it makes me happy. And that's by the beach. And I feel God calling on me and my wife's life to move out to Thailand. And that's what we're going to do.
That's awesome, being able to make the change to Thailand. But for this fight, because of the pandemic and everything, you're able to train here in Denver. I got some new training partners. Now you're training up north with fighters like Grant Neal out of the gym. You just saw a very impressive fight from Justin Gaethje. But fighters up there and in that gym and those surroundings for this last couple months leading up to this.
Yeah, absolutely. I came back from Thailand just in the whole pandemic and just didn't know exactly what I was going to do. And I didn't know if I was going to take a fight, and I just kind of let God lead the way. I reached out to some training partners, my buddy Nate, JD, and, it just came together, 5-6 really consistent, good training partners who really helped prepare me for this camp, and some great coaches like Jake and Peter, and people that were taking risks to train us in this pandemic. And, I'm super grateful for that. And I felt I was ready and I could be, at my highest level to perform. So we took a fight, and here we are fighting next Saturday.
And, this is a fight that's a little different, Ian, because, listen, all four of your fights have been against ranked opponents. The last two, I think, against the number 9 ranked fighter, number 13th ranked fighter, very close decisions. No fighter likes to lose 3 straight, but you're taking on a guy that's a veteran that's had, I think, 30 or 40 fights in the UFC. What is that mindset going in? Or is it more about you?
Yeah, I feel, he's super experienced. He's been around for a while. He's fought the who's who. But for me, it's, I feel I'm ranked for a reason. And I'm ready to prove why that I climbed the rankings so fast. And it's just basically for me getting back to basics, not really focusing on him. I need to be a smart fighter in this fight. He's very tricky. He's slick. He throws on submissions, but he's also taken a lot of damage in his career. And, getting close to 50 fights, that's a lot of damage on a man, especially the way he fights. So, I feel like he may be getting towards the end of his career, and I might be the one to put him out. And, but I just am focused on myself, just so focused on the basics and just getting back to me, finding my old swag, my confidence and everything. So that's who I'm focused on this fight. And I'm going to be a smart fighter and come out with the victory.
I didn't. I don't think I put two and together right away. But Ian, will this be the same building where you won your opportunity? Because a lot of fighters haven't fought in that situation with no crowd, but you actually were on the Contender Series, got the knockout to earn you a UFC contract. This one's back in Vegas, correct?
Yeah, correct. But I was at the UFC Tough Gym, so I was the 1 year before they actually switched to the Apex. But I do believe it gives me a little bit of an advantage because I have fought with basically no crowd, and I've been in that situation and felt that vibe. And also, too, we're going to kind of be locked down in our hotel. So I feel like my prison experience as well is going to benefit me. And, basically it's not going to be a normal fight week that we usually get to have. And, it's just going to be strictly business out there with our team, you know, locked in the hotel, shuttle to the fight, go beat someone up, and then head back to the hotel and get freed.
What have you learned from watching Ian? I mean, I think when you watch the fighters that have fought so far, Justin Gaethje did a great job. You didn't hear a lot from his corners. Some fighters, you hear a lot of instruction coming from the corners. And that's something I think the trainers are probably dealing with, correct? That are learning as they go?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's different when, you know, the noise isn't muffled. You can hear everything. It's like basically a quiet sparring room. So, you know, you got to be strategic on what you say. You know, your opponent can also hear what your coach is saying. So you got to use some code words. You got to really have a good game plan. And that's what we've been focusing on. We've been putting in the work in the gym. So they're not going to need to tell me too much, just little adjustments in the fight. And and it's just, like you said, I've been seeing these fighters like Walt Harris and Anthony, who fought these very veteran fighters, and
right.
You know, came out a little bit too wild in the beginning, and the experience, you know, actually won that fight. So I got to keep it really smart and be very energy efficient in this fight, and just let the knockout happen and not chase it.
Yeah, I would think with 4 fights now tucked in your belt, and that as that goes on, you're starting to get that UFC experience, because UFC experience is different than LFA experience, than Spartan experience, whatever the case may be, earning that. Listen, yeah. I know you've worked hard in changing some of the habits and getting some new things going for you. We wish you the best of luck coming up at UFC 250, and looking forward to seeing a new edition of the Hurricane.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I appreciate you, Todd. Appreciate Sparta and everyone who helped, you know, bring me to where I'm at today. And I appreciate the coaches for helping me get ready for this fight. So tune in, UFC 250, June 6th.
Buy it now.